Hi there, Taylor Bento here, the crochet designer for Bags by Bento. I will be sharing how to crochet in the round today. This technique gets lots of questions, is often misunderstood and hard to explain. So today I'll be taking you step by step as slowly as possible. And as always, my comments below are open for questions. So grab your hook and your yarn of choice and let's get started. There are two popular ways to start crocheting the round. The easiest way is to create a chain and then slip stitch the two ends together. For example, I could chain 3 and then insert my hook in the first chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, 2 loops on my hook, and then pull through that first loop. I've essentially just created a tiny little circle that I'll be working into. Now you'd want to chain more and make your circle a bit bigger if you're going to be putting a lot of stitches into your circle. So say for example, you're working with double or triple crochet, I recommend chaining 4 or 5 instead of just a chain 3. Another popular method for starting crochet in the round is a magic circle. I've got a great magic circle tutorial on my how to crochet board that takes you very slowly step by step. So go check that out if you'd like to learn that method. The reason you would want a magic circle versus a chain is the magic circle creates a very tight center, so there won't be any small hole in the middle. So your magic circle will look something like this. For today's tutorial, I'm going to use the chain method, which is the simpler method, to show you how to keep going in crochet in the round. So I've got my chains and my slip stitch connecting the two ends. And for today, I'm going to show you how to crochet in the round with single crochet. That is the simplest way to learn. And in the future, I'll do more tutorials with other stitches like double and triple crochet as well. So first you will do a chain 1. The chain 1 will count as your first single crochet. Then you need to find the center of your circle here, which is a little bit hard. It's kind of tight, but you don't want to be putting your hook into one of these chains. So you can see this tiny little hole in the center. I'm going to insert my hook there, yarn over, pull up a loop, 2 loops on my hook, yarn over, and then pull through both loops. That's my first single crochet. Side note, I like to take this little tail and single crochet over it as I go. That way I don't have to weave this end in at the end. But if that's too complicated for you, you can just hold it with your fingers out of the way. And then at the end you could weave it in. So when you're single crocheting in the round, you'll want to do between 6 and 8 stitches for your first round. I'm going to start with 6, so I've got my chain 1 and my single crochet, so I've got 2 stitches so far. So I need to do 4 more to complete this round. So I'm going to go back into the center of this round in the same spot as I just did my other single crochet. So that's 3. That's 4. That's 5. And lastly, 6. So you can see here with the chain method, I will have a small hole here, which is okay, but if I had done the magic circle, I could have pulled this hole completely taut. To complete round 1, I'm going to move my little tail out of the way, and I'm going to slip stitch to my chain 1. So not to my first single crochet, but to the chain 1. So I'll place my hook underneath that chain, yarn over, pull through a loop, pull through the first loop on my hook. And I have just completed round 1. Since I weaved in my little end as I went ahead and snipped it off so it would be out of the way. So that's definitely an option if you don't like to have little tails hanging. You could also leave it till the end if that feels better to you. We're going to begin round 2. Since we started with 6 single crochets, That means from here on out, we're going to increase each round with 6 stitches. That will make more sense to you as we go, but that's an important concept to remember when you're crocheting in the round. Whatever amount of stitches you start with is the amount that you're going to increase each round. We're going to chain 1, which will count as the first stitch, and will continue to count as the first stitch in each round. So since we need to increase by 6 stitches, we need 12 stitches in this round. So I'm going to do 2 single crochets in each stitch all the way around. So this is my single crochet 1, and in the same space, I will single crochet again. So that's 2 stitches, and then I'm going to go into the next stitch, which close up looks like this. You should see a little V here. So you're going up under both threads of the stitch. That's 1, and that's 2. And I'm going to continue to do 2 single crochets in each stitch until I have 12 total, and I'll meet you there. I've done my 12 single crochets, and now I'm ready to do a slip stitch into that chain 1. And now I've just completed round 2. For round 3, we're going to increase by 6 stitches once more, so that means we need 18 stitches total. So we don't need to do 2 single crochets in each stitch around, or we'll have too many. So we'll chain 1, which counts as your first stitch, and in the next stitch we'll do 2 single crochets. So the way that I keep it straight, round 3, groups of 3. So 1, 2, 3. And then alternate again, 1, 2, 3. So essentially you're alternating between 1 single crochet in the stitch and 2 single crochets in the stitch. And that counting pattern just helps me keep track of where I'm at. So 1, 2, and 3. I'll do that until I have 18 stitches total and meet you there. When you're first learning how to crochet in the round, I recommend counting your stitches each time to make sure that you have the correct amount. I'm going to give you a close-up look here because this can be a little bit confusing. This right here is your chain 1. It's a little bit slanted, but that does count as a stitch. This right here is the base of your chain 1. This does not count as a stitch, so you will not be placing any stitches in this space here. This is where your slip stitch goes. So when I'm counting, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, which is the amount I'm hoping for. I'm not going to do anything with this one here, but I am going to place my hook in that chain 1 and do a slip stitch to close. And that completes my round 3. For round 4, we're going to increase by 6 stitches once more for a total of 24. So we'll chain 1 per usual. And this time we're going to do round 4, multiples of 4. So you're going to alternate between single crochet, 2 single crochet in the same space. So the way I keep track is the same way I was doing before. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets. And I'll continue to do that until I have a total of 24 stitches. I've done my 24 stitches and now I'm ready to close the round. So I'll place my hook up under that chain 1 and do a quick slip stitch. I'll continue increasing as many times as I like to get the size circle that I want, remembering that each time I increase, I'll add 6 more stitches For example, round 5 will be 30 stitches, round 6 will be 36 stitches. Crocheting in the round is a lot of math. So here are a few potential difficulties that you might run into. If your work starts to cup up like this, that means you have too few stitches, so go back and check and make sure you didn't miss any. If your edges start to get really wavy, like this, that means you have too many stitches. You need to go back and check and make sure you didn't add stitches along the way. And lastly, if you see that you have a hole consistently where your slip stitches are, just make sure that you are inserting your hook in the correct space for that slip stitch. There are so many beautiful projects that you can make with Crochet in the Round. A few that I recommend while you're practicing: coasters. They make great first projects for when you're practicing single crochet in the round. You make them quickly without investing too much time if you make mistakes. Another way that you can practice crocheting in the round is to make placemats for your table. I make several bags with Crochet in the Round. There are so many amazing things that you can do with this technique. So stay tuned. I will do more tutorials in the future with other stitches like double crochet and triple crochet. You can also check out my how to crochet board for crocheting in the round with several other stitches as well. Thanks guys, have a good one.